These people don't learn. They don't learn. People are still out here saying climate change is caused by aliens. Are you insane? Climate change is caused by governments controlling the weather for warfare. Like, come on, man, let's get a grip. People don't learn.
As long as you live, the heart of this army can never be broken.
Things will change, my friend.
You can't drive back. We get that out of the road. We get blocked. Oh my God! Stop!
Let's get real here. Nothing here said it's funny. Nothing here said it's being a joke. This shit is serious. There are whole channels out here dedicated to climate misinformation with thousands of subscribers. Oil companies have been hiding this data for 30 plus years. This stuff is not a joke. Just get clued in. Got people asking, is climate change real? Can you imagine? I could be making videos way more interesting than this about biodiversity loss and ecosystem failure, but I've got to make videos for everyone in it. Everyone is just as important, especially the people that don't know. People still don't know what climate change is. Can you imagine? This shit just makes me wanna just to some people, you know. May the Lord save us all. God help us. Scientists measure Earth's global temperature above land and sea using boats and buoys. They even sometimes use satellites to measure Earth's temperature. That's high-tech stuff. The Earth getting hotter is what we call an observation. It's like if your room starts getting hotter, you ask yourself, why is it getting hotter? The first thing that comes to your mind is not, oh, maybe it's aliens, maybe it's the Russians causing my room to get hotter. You're like, no. What's the logical reason for my room getting hotter? Maybe the heater's on, so let's check. A person with a logical mind is going to ask, oh, if the Earth's getting hotter, what's causing it? Maybe it's the sun. No, it's not the sun. The sun goes through cycles where it gets hotter and warmer, and right now we're in a cycle where it's getting colder. The sun's total solar radiance, which is the power it gives out, is getting lower and lower year by year, so no, it cannot be the sun. World higher vibrations maybe has to do with the Earth's Milankovitch cycles. Maybe it has to do with the Earth's eccentricity. No. Maybe it has to do with the Earth's obliquity. No. Maybe it has to do with the Earth's actual precession. No. We're past this now, guys. Let's get real. We should know by now it's 2021. We should know what's causing it, but people don't learn. People don't learn, bro. They just don't learn. Scientists can measure Earth's atmospheric composition for thousands of years ago by boring huge holes in Antarctica in the ice sheets, huge holes underground. And by this, the ice at the bottom has air trapped in it, which you can measure the composition of that air. Think of a snowflake, yeah? As snow falls, the snowflakes pile up on each other. Over time, the pressure gets more and more as more layers build up, and some air squished out, but some air gets trapped in the ice. And over time it freezes and it forms ice. So this trapped air from millennia ago would tell you what was in the air at that time. And the deeper you go, obviously the further back in time you're going. And this air can tell you what the entire atmosphere contained at that moment in time, because the atmosphere, like at any point on Earth, was going to be roughly the same. And from what's in the air, the composition of the air, you can tell what the atmosphere was like, and even the temperature was like back then. You can tell what the temperature was like way back when by measuring the relative amounts of nitrogen-14 and nitrogen-15 in the air. And that's because nitrogen-14 and nitrogen-15, the ratios of them are sensitive to temperature. So using that data, you can tell what the temperature was like back then. The relative levels of these two isotopes can give you a fingerprint of what the temperature looked like back at that time. So how do we know the climate change today is anthropogenic, meaning that it's caused by humans? Right now we are seeing the relative amounts of carbon-12 shoot up and the relative amounts of carbon-13 shoot down as the total levels of carbon in the atmosphere goes up because of carbon dioxide emissions. Plants prefer to absorb carbon dioxide with more carbon-12 in it. and fossil fuels are made from dead plants. We see the relative levels of carbon-12 in the atmosphere increase because we're burning fossil fuels which are made out of plants which like to eat up carbon-12 instead of carbon-13. There's even more evidence that global warming is anthropogenic, but this is called the smoking gun of climate change because it basically proves that climate change is caused by humans. You can check the link in the description for more sources or more information if you are in denial about it or you just want to know more about it. You can't argue anything else unless you're just not looking at data and you're in denial because it suits your pockets, because you're invested in oil, or because you're just too lazy, you don't want to change your lifestyle, or you don't want to give up, you don't want to drive less, you don't want to eat healthier, you don't want to do none of that, you just want to be lazy. But one day it's going to bite you in your ass, and in our lifetimes as well. It's not like the past generation, which they're going to be dead before this all really kicks off. It's us and our children are going to deal with it. So like and subscribe, and remember that I love you.